What do I need? Don't know how long this trip's gonna be. I want to make sure I take enough. But then I don't want to carry too much. But I'd rather have something and not need it than need it and not have it. Maybe I'm overcomplicating things. What's the first thing you should pack when you're going on a trip? Food! Of course, food! It's a shame all the labels have fallen off. But that means that there'll be some entertainment at meal times. Guess what's in the tin? Maybe I should take 2. Yes. Then I'll always have something to barter with. Maybe I'll end up getting something better. Unless this has 2-day-old coyote in it. Whoa, that's my favourite. But if I pack some food, I should definitely pack my tin mug. Because it's made of tin, it's really good for breaking through turgid swamp water. It can really smash through the hard bits. And you can get to the nice liquidy bits inside. It's a shame the liquid's kind of purple-grey. Has that weird licorice taste as well, but can't have everything in life, I guess. Right. What's another good thing to pack for a trip? My shovel, of course! Oh, this poor shovel's seen some battles. But it's always good for digging a hole, because mutants can't see down. So if you dig a quick hole when you see them approaching, you can jump into the hole and they'll just pass right by overhead. Brilliant idea. In you go. If I'm going to pack my shovel, then I really should pack my hatchet. There we go. Right. Food, tin mug, hatchet, shovel, mess tin. Always have a good mess tin. And the rope. Yes. Never know when you're going to need a good piece of rope. Never quite know who you're going to need to tie up with a piece of good rope. The roads out there are getting quite dusty. Everything's kind of orangey red coloured. The winds pick it up into some awful dust storms. So the respirator will be a good idea. Definitely. In you go too. And with the dust storms, that means torch is going to be a good idea. Plus then I can do some nighttime walking. Mutants are always asleep at night. They don't like the cold, I think. I think it gets to their tentacles. Now, there's something really important I'm forgetting. I know there is. What else? What else do I need to pack? Oh, I know. Christopher. Oh, he's so important. You travelled with me through thick and thin. You've been everywhere with me. You've seen me ascend to the throne of the wasteland. And look at your little hat. In you go. Brilliant. Packed everything I need. Right. I think I'm ready. Where have you been?
Oh, my Majesty of the Wasteland. Been cutting steaks.
Steaks? I didn't think there were any cows left.
There's not.
But you've been making me steak every night.
Oh yeah, you're the Queen of the Wasteland and you like steak.
Well, it's what I deserve as Queen of the Wasteland, but if there are no cows left, then what have you been using?
Well, because there's no cows, but you like steak,
Yeah.
we've been using something else.
Pigs, of course. Oh, pork steak. I do love a bit of pork. Thank you.
No, it's not pork.
It's not pork.
It's not pork, no.
What is it?
Well, you know how you like steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no cows,
No cows.
and there's no pigs.
No pigs.
Yeah. But there's all those squiddy things outside.
The mutants, yes.
Yeah, those, yeah. Yeah. That's what we've been using.
Mutant steak. You've been making me mutant steak.
You enjoy it, don't you? It's nice. It's good meaty meat.
Oh, well, you do marinate it quite well, actually, truth be told, and the spices are quite pungent, despite there not really being spices anymore. I think, actually, it's when you come to think of it like that, yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, talking about the marinade, the leach tank's never been cleaner.
Oh, the leach tank. You've been marinating the mutant steaks in the leach tank. That's too far.
I am trying to make something out of nothing. I mean, we can't all wait for the 2-day-old coyote tins to come around. I've got to do something. And, you know, you're the queen and you like steaks. So
that's very true. I guess you
doing my best.
Fair point. It's a fair point, I think.
And, you know, there's all this uranium lying around and it puts out so much heat you can get a really good simmer going on a pan of mutant steak. And
that's actually quite ingenious.
It's braising. It gives a good braise to the... What's in the bag?
Oh, that's my travel kit.
Well, why do you need a travel kit?
Well, I'm going out on a grand expedition. There have been reports of green things out there in the wasteland that do not glow.
Huh? No. If there's green things in the wasteland, then it's uranium, and uranium glows, so they've got to glow.
The reports are saying that it's not uranium. Neither does it glow. It's got to be something else. And it is my duty as your queen to seek out anything that might be beneficial to us.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's dangerous. Have you got your hatchet?
I've got my hatchet, I've got my shovel, I've even got Christopher.
Oh, serious then?
Very serious.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, I guess you've got to go investigate the green things out there that apparently don't glow, but I'm just not quite convinced it's not uranium.
That's what the reports say, and that's what I'm going to find out.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, before you go...
Yeah?
Before you go, do you think I could ask something?
Ask of your queen.
I mean, it's just a little thing, a really little thing.
Ask me, come on.
Because, you know, while you're away in the wasteland on your quest, I'm going to be stuck at home. So, I was wondering, do you think?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it'd be alright if, could you spin me a yarn, the likes of which you've never spun before?
I could, but wouldn't you rather I weave you a tapestry, the likes of which you've never seen before?
I've never really liked tapestries, but I do like being led on a merry dance, the likes of which I've never danced before. So, do you think you could do that?
Oh, I certainly think I can lead you on a merry dance.
Oh,
Definitely.
fantastic! Oh, I'm really excited now. I can't wait for you to go. Oh, sorry, My Majesty of the Wasteland. Can you still tell me a story?
I'll ignore that little oversight there. I'll definitely tell you a story.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, let's go get ready.
Okay, let's go.
Today's story is set in a time before time, as so many stories are. Today's story is set in a time when thatch-covered roofs, when light was by oil lamp and candle. No light bulbs were to be seen anywhere. Most people lived in villages, not towns or cities. There were no tarmacked roads, only cobblestones and muddy paths, with roots crisscrossing from trees all around. Today's story is very special indeed. Today's story is set in a time when creatures that don't exist today, but once existed aplenty, abounded everywhere. Today's story is about trees. Trees that grow mighty and tall. Trees that grow across all of the seasons. Trees that grow in winter spring, summer, autumn. And as they grow, their hues change from bare branch to bright green to dark summer to orange of autumn. But today's story is set at the end of winter. The end of winter, when all of the trees begin to dig their roots deep into the ground and yawn as they wake up as the spring bursts forth and leaves begin to uncurl from buds. Branches reaching out to the sides, lifting themselves up to the sun and pulling in all of the rays they can, warming their bark. Today's story is very special indeed, because as these trees wake up, so too do their occupants, the dryads. Hibernating long through the winter, cozy and asleep inside the heartwood of those trees, they take their magical keys and they unlock the doors and step out to sing anew into the springtime, to sing and welcome the flowers, to bring forth the new life that this season brings. The birds and the animals awoke in the spring to the wonderful sound that they had waited so long to hear. The dryad song meant that soon all the flowers would be in bloom and there would be nectar to drink. There would be fruit on trees and berries in bushes, and they would fill their tummies. And so they were all ever so happy. All of the beasts, that is, apart from one, high up in the far-off mountains. It was the Echo Dwarf. Echo Dwarf's jobs are to resound back the sounds they hear from all around. And this particular dwarf, well, his job was to echo back the sound of the dryads in spring. He had slept all winter long in his cozy cave, and he wasn't ready to wake up yet. He didn't want to begin work, and yet work had begun despite his intentions. And so he decided he would go down into the woodland and he would confront the dryads therein. He would tell them he was displeased and that he didn't understand why they needed to wake in the first place. "O dryads of the woodlands, how can you wake so early in spring? How can you disturb me from my slumber? I'm not ready to do my job yet. You live in such comfy trees the winter long. Why would you want to leave them at all?"
It is spring. It is my job to sing the song of spring, to let the flowers know that it is time to bloom, to let the animals know it is time to graze. All you have to do is echo back my song.
Yes, exactly. I have to echo back your song. So early in the spring, so complicated. You could slumber longer. Why not have a late spring? Allow the frosts to come further into the year. Allow me to sleep.
It is sleep you want. It is comfort you want. Well, if you think my tree's so comfortable, why don't you nap in there now? Go on. I insist.
And the dryad grabbed hold of the dwarf and took him to her tree and locked him in the heartwood. She took the key that belonged only to her, put it into the bark and turned the bolt. And there the dwarf remained. There the dwarf remained through the spring long, in that cold, hard interior, without the sun's rays to bless his face, without the fruits of the trees that the dryads called forth, without the animals to entertain him. There he stayed, still having to echo back what he heard.
Do you think the dwarf has had his fill of the cold heartwood of my tree yet?
He has been in there all the spring long and into the summer. He echoes our song, as is his job, for if he didn't, he would be punished. Perhaps we should let him out.
Very well. I will go and free him then.
The dwarf sprang out of the heartwood, all at once free, all at once out of that cold prison, all at once knowing what the dryads went through each and every winter, and he, up in his cosy, warm cave, slumbering through the cold winter months, and they down in a dormant tree, locked between grains. He'd never before encountered anything like it. And yet now he understood their plight more than anything. And he begrudged them not the work he had to do. Yes, he had echoed them all through the spring as he was trapped inside that tree. But he had nothing else to do. Let's look out between the grains of the wood itself and see life passing by. And so he echoed and he echoed on, and he did it with pleasure. And so he went back up to his mountain home, and he listened every year for the song of the dryads, the song that called forth the spring. He woke early as the first frosts melted away. There he was, listening intently, waiting for the song so that he might call back, because he now knew No other has it as bad as the dryads during the winter, locked in their prison. No other has it as bad as the trees, unaware during the winter time. And so during the spring, when life comes back to them, we must make it as nice as possible. We must care for them and look after them as now the Echo Dwarf did, singing back their song as his job had been forever and would continue to be for all of time.
That was a really lovely story. I really like that story.
Yeah, me as well. When they got the dwarf thing and they put him in that whatever it was, and they left him there for ages and ages and ages. And
what was it called? That thing that they locked him in? It had a word, a special word.
yeah, it was what was it?
True.
Tree.
That was it. Tree.
Really weird word. Tree. I mean, who's ever heard of tree? It's a word from the before time.
Something from the long, long ago. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I might have read about that.
Really?
Yes, I think I read about it somewhere a long, long time ago. I'll have to see if I can find it before I go out on my grand expedition.
Yeah, that'd be a really good idea, because you don't know what's going to be out there in the wasteland. You know, the Dust Bowl world that we've got is all full of dangers and pitfalls and mutants and snappy teeth and tentacles and horrible furry saber-toothed things that are going to chase you down and want to eat you, and all that horrible stuff is going to come after you.
Regardless of all of that, I still have to make this trip. It is my queenly duty, and I am going to be setting off soon, so make sure you look after everyone while I'm gone.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing with those mutant steaks. They're actually kind of moreish when you get used to them. Kind of acquired a taste, I think.
Yeah? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Definitely. The marinade really sets it off, I think. Oh, and keep doing what you're doing with the nuclear power station. You have to make sure that stays going. Do all those clever little engineering bits you do, with the... What is it you do again?
Oh, well, it's quite complicated, actually. It took me a while to build that thing. I mean, Fred gave us the box. Fred. With the skulls. Yeah. He gave us the box. Well, I took the uranium out of that box and I put it in our new power station, which is then powering all the lights. Yeah. Well, that required quite a significant education in nuclear engineering.
Nuclear engineering.
Right, yes, exactly. And that was a bit of a learning curve for me, I've got to tell you, because I actually trained in drama.
Drama?
Yeah, in theatre. So,
You find that useful in the wasteland these days? Or is it more the nuclear engineering side of things that are...
So far, I've got to be honest with you, the nuclear engineering has come in quite useful. But you can't beat a good show, I tell you that.
And we did very much enjoy the story just then.
We did very much enjoy the story. In fact, I wasn't the only one paying attention to the story.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. During the interval, the interval that we had.
The interval, yes,
the
of course.
Interval, yeah. I got a phone call.
A phone call?
Well, actually, it was a shortwave radio call, because that's all we've got at the moment since all the satellites fell to the ground. Yeah. And it was actually the Federation of Associated Mutants and their partners.
I didn't know they'd federized.
I know, well... It was when I was out with me meat cleaver getting the steaks, and I got chatting to a couple of them, and they're not bad, some of them, they're not bad.
Oh.
Anyway, they managed to catch a saber-toothed cat.
Oh, really?
When the domesticated cats mutated and they grew fangs out of their shoulders, and we decided they were the new saber-toothed cat. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, the mutants gave me something to give to you, so I'll just nip out and get it. And you just wait there. Just wait.
know, that's really heartening to think that the mutants have federized, that people can still come together no matter how many tentacles they have and learn to work together like that. That's really inspiring, actually. Oh, that's really lovely.
Okay, so yeah, they skinned one of the saber-toothed cats and
I can't believe they managed to do
yeah,
that.
they've got you this lovely pelt. So
Oh,
there you go. There
add
you
it to
go.
the rest of my furs. Look at that.
And you can take that on your travels.
You know what? I think I will. This is going to keep you so warm in those late nights.
And you know what? When the mercury rain comes down,
Oh,
you can just hold it over your head.
Yes!
Yeah?
Oh, and it's definitely not going to burn through. It's far too thick for that.
Exactly,
Oh.
exactly. The mutated hide of the saber-toothed domestic cat is far too thick for mercury rain to burn through. You're not going to go
Oh.
mad at all.
Those mutants are so nice.
So nice.
You know
so
what?
nice.
For them, I might even consider going vegetarian. Okay, maybe that was a bit too far, but still, it is a very, very nice gift.
I'm sorry, my queen of the wasteland, you've got a step too far. I am off.
But, well, it was time I set off on my trip anyway. Here we go.
That's quite good sludge, actually.
Oh yeah, turgid, one might say.
Yeah, I actually quite like the chunks, I think.
Ooh. You know what? I think I do as well. It's kind of like having a meal with your drink. It's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because the meal is the drink, because it's kind of chewy as well, and
Chewy and kind of salty. It's kind of savoury.
savoury. So it's got that umami about it, doesn't it?
Umami.
Umami.
That's a good flavour.
Hi,
Hi.
we've had a good time today, haven't we, Penny?
Oh, just the best.
Fantastic time in our wasteland apocalypse. But we just want to take a moment right now with our lovely sludge and say thank you to all those people who have donated what little they can to keep us going. The heavy metals and minerals have really, really helped, and we've put them to good use in our power plant. It would be really, really great if some more of you could see your way clear to donating whatever you might have available. Building materials, powdered bone dust, anything that you have. If you could go to www.paypal.me/Strange-Twig. All payments are secure and you pay what you feel. So if you only have a few fragments of precious minerals, just give us what you can. We'd really, really appreciate it. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.